Hello, my name is Alyssa. I am the host of Stories and Spoilers, the podcast, and this is a very special, spicy, extra, very hot extra cappuccino like vibe. This is a spicy episode, okay? I have my guest Cassandra. This is Romance and Rosé. She is the queen of spice on Instagram, and she's going to be giving her
Oh,
top 10
stop.
book recommendations. Yes.
There's so many women out there giving amazing spicy book recs. I don't think I'd ever title myself the queen, but I'm happy to be in the running.
You are, if there is like a tier system, you're definitely like top five. Okay. I love all your book recommendations.
I'm glad you
They're
feel that
absolutely
way.
amazing. Yes. And on your Instagram, there are so many different recommendations by genre, trope, quotes. Like, it is amazing. But please introduce yourself to the listeners and tell them a little bit about your bookish journey to this point.
Yeah. So I'm Cassandra, not Cassandra, not Cassie, but I have been in the spicy book kind of vicinity since about 2018. But I didn't start posting on social media till about late 2020, maybe. No,
Wow.
it was 2021. Right as like my daughter turned 1, I started posting about it after the new year. And I just was reading so much the few years prior to that that I kind of on Instagram was hearing things about book talk here and there, and I didn't have a TikTok, but I kept hearing this word, and I'm like, oh, so it's like this sub social media sector where people who just read talk about the books that they read. And so I started following a few accounts and seeing kind of what it was like. And I'm one of those people who I love spoilers, and I also love just like retelling a story to someone. So like if I watch a movie, if I read a book, if I experience something out in the wild, I will tell you every last detail about that interaction. And so it started out as me just thinking it would be fun to tell the internet about like every detail about all the books I read. So I started out mainly as spoiler filled reviews. And then it sort of, I found my stride and what felt most comfortable. And I started meeting a bunch of really cool people. That, I mean, you never think that that'll happen either, that like you'll make these really great relationships with strangers after a few messages online. Um,
Yeah.
and I didn't think that meeting authors was like a possibility. And all of a sudden, it was this place that made community and other readers and authors and narrators just like super accessible. And I've just never stopped.
That is so cool. We both have a deep love for Gianna Darling. That is, for listeners out there who know, we love a good romance author, and she's absolutely amazing. Gianna, we love you. You're wonderful. We both have copies of your book, which
Oh,
is
yes. Hold on. Let
Welcome
me
to
get
the
it out of the
Dark
stack.
Side from the Fallen Men series.
She's in here.
Yes,
She's underneath.
she is absolutely amazing. We both have copies of her book. This is like, when you have a book and you talk to someone about it and you're like, this book is amazing. And they're like, I've
Yeah.
also read it and I loved it. It's a bonding experience. It was so great. Before we started
You and
recording, we were like,
I.
I love this book to you. And she also had it. And I was like, you have now entered the
Yes.
Veda.
And
Yes,
you have the copy that I have too. You said that's the
exactly.
vibe right
It
there. The
is.
cherries, the vintage tattoos.
100%. And it's
Um,
all of her books that are this edition have a image from the book. Like, in one book there's peaches, and one there's cherries, another one has a dragon on it. It is part of the story, and we love the
mhm.
creativity for that. So yes,
100%.
super
And I
amazing.
feel like whenever people, like, you asked me to give you 10 books, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like that was hard enough. Some people will ask for your absolute number one favorite or your top 3. If I had to pick like top 3 books that define my taste, Welcome to the Dark Side would be in it, because I do feel like it is a perfect blueprint that my other books and other tastes have
Yeah.
fanned out from. Like this is the one of the books at the top of the tree, the family
Oh yeah.
tree that is my book taste.
This is the one. If this book could be like a celebrity, like, I will hear no slander, this is probably my Zendaya. This is gonna have to be my Tom
This is my
Holland.
Beyonce.
This is my Beyonce. I want something big, Beyonce. This is it. This is the one. Yes, it is taboo. It has heart. It has found family. It has an age gap. It has trauma. It has a bit of a slow burn. They don't get together super quickly, and I obviously there's a reason why not. But it's
for sure.
The tension is divine. Also,
Motorcycle Club.
Daddy Zeus is great. We love that man. Like, also, we get an introduction to King, Priest, Mute, Lulu, B, Cleo. Like, we get an introduction to so many amazing characters. But there is I guess the non-spoiler description of Welcome to the Dark Side is a young girl experiences a very traumatic moment early in her life, and someone saves her life, and he ends up going to prison. And then years later, he gets out, and she is battling cancer, and she ends up
never stopped being obsessed with him.
Yes, she never stopped being obsessed with him, and she ends up meeting him again. And before she meets him, she has like a double life. Like, she's in school doing her thing during the day, and then at night she's at the biker club. Like, she's bartending, she's dancing, like
politician parents.
Hell yeah, like she's got plans. And he tells her, like, you need to go. She's like, I'm not going. And he's like, well, then I'm just gonna have to teach you the dark side. I'm gonna have to show you this dark side. And it's not Star Wars, guys. It is something else. It is spicy and it is divine. So it's great. And he also has the Fallen Men crew, who protect people who cannot protect themselves. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I've discussed this entire series, non-spoiler. I am a huge fan. Oh my gosh,
I could talk about it all day. Yes. All day.
All day. Like, this is it. Yeah, this is the big one.
For sure.
100%. But
that's
yes,
my number
I'm gonna
one,
ask you two little baby questions before we dive into your top 10.
Of course.
If you had to pick a book that best describes like the perfect romance off the top of your head, like hands down, it hit every point I needed it to hit, what is a romance that comes to mind where you're like, it was perfect, I would change nothing?
You know what? It is actually in my stack right now. And it's the one book that I recommend to everybody. Like, everybody. Your teenager could read it. Your conservative grandmother could read it. And it has the lowest amount of spice in it, but it's also in one of my top 3 romances off the top of my head. It's 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tillie Cole.
Oh.
It's one of my absolute favorites. This one's shiny too, but I also
destroy you
it with its sequel, 1,000 Broken Pieces, because I feel like they counted as one. They belong together.
I had that on my shelf.
But I feel like it's just one of those stories that, I mean, I know that I am like a spicy book girly. This is not a spicy book, but I do feel like it encaptures what I believe the perfect romance is. It's two people who are so young that they shouldn't be able to be feeling as intensely and as maturely about each other and about life as they have been forced to. But sometimes life circumstances does force people to grow up faster. And I feel like I don't want to spoil anything. All I'll tell you is get a box of fucking tissues, because I am not a crier. I am known as being like pretty emotionally locked in. But this book had me like sobbing fetal position in the middle of my kitchen floor like a lunatic. And I feel like if that can happen to someone like me, everyone should read this book. It sticks with you. And the romance between young Poppy and young Rune in 1,000 Boy Kisses is just unparalleled to me. It's so beautiful. And I feel like everyone would be so lucky to have a glimpse of the type of love that they had for each other in their lifetime.
Oh, I read that book last summer. My friend Sam recommended it to me. Anatomy of I think it's Anatomy of Sam. I think it's that. She's so cool. But she recommended that book. And she's like, yeah, it's really, really sad, but you're going to be okay. You're going to be crying, but you're going to be happy about it. And I remember I read it, and I literally have one of the quotes from this book. I keep a lot of the quotes for the podcast. Mm-hmm. And one of the quotes from this book that literally destroyed me was, she loves me and that's enough. And I was just like, Rune, please help me. The grief.
Rune has so many quotable pulls from that story. It's like, it's so good. And he also, like, if you're an audiobook person, He is oh my gosh, where is
He's
he? He's
Nor
from Norway. He's from
yeah, he's
Norway.
she
So he
called him
has
her Norse god. Yeah.
yeah, he has a Nordic accent in the audiobook.
It is so
So if
good.
that floats your boat,
Yes.
it's
It's
pretty
also
good.
not a new book, so you can probably find it at your library. I know
Oh,
Libby
for
had the
sure.
audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it. Because sometimes newer books
Absolutely.
are not at your library. So luckily,
No.
A Thousand Boy Kisses
But
is not a newer book.
even though this book came out in the fall, I believe, of
Mm-hmm.
last year, it's still like you can find it basically anywhere that they sell books. And this book follows the sister of Poppy from A Thousand Boy Kisses. But I do feel like if you're gonna read one, you have to read the other.
You
Like
should read the first
it'll heal
book.
you. It'll heal. Oh yeah, you can't read them. They're not
I hope
standalone.
it does.
You have to read A Thousand Boy Kisses first, non-negotiable. But this one, this will break you. This will heal you.
You will be sick. This is the medicine. You will be
Yeah,
heartbroken. This is
for
the
sure.
medicine.
And you
Yes.
can write me your thank you note from your therapist's office after you're done.
Yes. If you've been needing to cry, but you're like emotionally pent up, like nothing can hurt me, this
It's
is gonna be
cathartic.
this is gonna be like the Fault in Our
The
Stars times
one.
3,000. Like this is gonna really mess you
Oh
up.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. John
So
Green, forget about him. Who is he?
1,000
Nicole,
therapy
she'll fuck
bills.
you up
It really,
in
really
the best
will.
way.
It really, really will. So
Also, it's
that's a
being
great
turned
fact.
into a movie.
I would
So
love to see this as a film. I think I would love to see this as a film. Honestly, I'm trying to think. I don't think I know any Nordic authors off like Norwegian like actors off the top of my head, but there is a guy from Vikings who I
aren't
think
the
he's Norwegian.
Skarsgårds? No, they're Swedish.
Oh, they're Swedish. You know what?
Mm.
Reject it. Never mind. But yes, that was one of my questions for you. And my last opening question for you is what are 3 words you would describe? Like just pull out of a hat. 3 words you would describe to describe your book blog and kind of your vibe as a book blogger.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 3 words that I would use to describe like my social media and like the sort of presence or vibe that I bring to the internet, I think would spicy would be one of them. Um, another one would be, I think, like upbeat. I try to all my content is relatively like happy
Yeah.
and bubbly, I guess. And then I also think I'm kind of funny. I don't know. I think I'm funny.
Yeah, I think you're pretty funny. That's
Maybe
a good word.
comedic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tits. I bring tits. Great tits to
You
the
know
party.
what?
So
Yes, I am 100% here for it. You are the tits, I am the ass. The vibes are immaculate. You know what I mean? I'm like, I may not bring a lot. She may beat my outfit, but she can't beat my books. I'm sitting here and I'm like, yes, okay. Listen, I have kind eyes and I have cute
yeah,
cheeks, and that's all you need.
totally.
Yes. So
So spicy,
yes.
happy tits. There we go.
Boom. It's the whole package. Okay, yes. Cassandra, please hop right into it. What are your top 10 romance spicy book recommendations? Even if it's like super spicy to like fade to
Okay.
black, closed door, let us know. I'm here for it.
Okay. Well, we started with number one, Welcome to the Dark Side. She was in the stack. And then A Thousand Boy Kisses and A Thousand Broken Pieces. Those were, I count those as one. Okay. So that's number
Those
two.
are definitely like fade to black. I know A Thousand Boy
They
Kisses, there
are.
are intimate scenes for their teenagers and they
They
are
are.
fade to
It's
black. They're
closed
not,
door.
yeah, like nothing's
Yeah,
happening. You're not
for
witnessing it.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is also a duet that is not
Ooh.
fade to black, but I'm counting it as three because it's a duet.
You're like
And
a
that
loophole.
is, I know, it's the Next Life duet. So it's The Love of
Ooh.
My Next Life and This Life and All the Rest by Britt Benson.
Ooh.
I absolutely adore this duet. And I feel like it was one that came out of left field for me a little bit because I am not someone who goes into books blind very often, but for some reason the book covers for these were just speaking to me and I just kind of signed up for the ALCs on a whim and I listened to them and I immediately was like, "Oh no, my least favorite trope, bully."
Oh,
And I was like, "Okay, but I signed up for this, so like I'm committed to seeing it through." And I have never been more grateful that I actually like pushed through, because it turned out to be like so much angst, so much tension and character growth. It deals with drug addiction, it deals with um, child loss, it deals with they're they also like eventually become step siblings, and it
Oh
like
wow.
the relationship becomes like very complicated. It's she's best friends with his sister, and there's just so much that goes on. There's a time jump, there's lots of second chance, and the
Oh,
journey was just, to me, it felt epic, and
oh.
I was so obsessed with it as soon as I put it down.
This is also a
um
non-spoiler episode, so we are not going to be like diving into the nitty-gritty of these books. You do not have to worry about spoiler
for
talk.
sure. No, I'm
But
gonna give you like the gisty gist of
yeah,
each
give me the
one.
juicy gist. So best friend, second chance romance. How do they
Mm-hmm.
meet? Like, what is the I guess the blurb in your own words?
Oh, okay. So it starts off, these two families move into the same neighborhood. This
Mm.
boy and this girl live with their single mom. And then this girl, she lives with her dad, who's a single dad. And she becomes best friends with the daughter
Oh,
next door. And then the sister says, that's my friend, brother, hands off, I don't want you to be friends with her, and I don't want you like, but at this point they're young, they're like 10 or 11. And so then they grow up with the girls being best friends, and the brother not really knowing what to do with his feelings for her, so he just starts like being mean to her, because he's like, well, if I can't be friends with her and I don't want her to know that I like her, I guess I'll just be a dick. Like, and then she'll never want to hang out with me, and problem solved. um so then that's kind of how he deals with his issues, and then through, their parents' divorce and through his own sort of hangups with that, he, gets in with the wrong crowd, and there's this kind of push and pull between them as they, go through high school and go through graduation. And the relationship between them gets really complicated, and once feelings are involved and he's no longer super mean to her, life just
gets in the
hits
way.
them in the balls.
Oh, well, that sounds amazing. I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, sign me up. Yep, yep.
It was so good.
You have a pattern.
Tell
A lot of
me.
your books are gonna like beat you up emotionally.
Yeah, some of them do, and some of them are just a good fucking time.
Hell,
Like,
bring 'em on. I'm like,
let's
yeah.
see. Let's start with the only fantasy that I have in
Ooh,
here. The Wolf King by Lauren
ooh.
Palphreyman. Um, Not everybody knows this about me, but for people who knew me from way back in the day, I am a werewolf girly. Like, wolf
Ooh.
shifters are my jam.
Okay.
And
Okay,
this
Jacob fan. Who said that?
crazy is that someone put this in perspective, and I said, yeah, that's it. People who are Team Jacob, they're not really Team Jacob because they want Bella to be with Jacob. Their team, Taylor Lautner is more attractive than Edward Cullen. Like,
Clock it.
yeah, for sure. Of course you have a crush on him. He's better looking. But this is a
Indeed.
love story between Bella and Edward. So like, what do you mean? Like, you just think the werewolf is hot. That's kind of where I was at, where I'm like, of
It's kind of
course
true.
Taylor Lautner is hotter than Robert Pattinson,
It's true.
but I don't want him to be with Bella. I want him to
Yeah.
be with me, and I'm not
Spoiler
Bella.
alert, they
So
end up together. Edward and Bella end up, spoiler alert, you've had like 10 years, but
I
yes,
know, at that point,
come
get hold of
on.
yourself.
But I want to hear more
But
about the Wolf King. Tell me
yes,
all the
the
things.
Wolf King is a series. It's incomplete at this point. Their book 2 is out, The Night Prince, but I think it's supposed to be a trilogy.
Mm.
And so it if you have ever read Outlander
Yeah.
or ACOTAR, this is
Oh,
basically like if James Fraser and Rhysand from ACOTAR were like werewolf alphas, and this princess ends up getting saved from a forced marriage by the James Fraser archetype and being brought into these werewolf clans, sort of as like they've captured her, but she's there not against her will. She didn't want to marry that douche. And so it's sort of this weird push and pull, because we have Alpha Callum and then Alpha Blake, who at first you don't really like. He's like the Resand, right? Whereas first you're not sure what the vibes are. He's kind of full of himself. He's kind of like this mastermind. Everyone thinks that he's kind of evil. But the more you get to know them, the more like a love triangle sort of begins to build between these three characters that just is super delicious, very interesting. It is open door, and I couldn't get enough of it.
Okay, extra hot cappuccino vibes. My book rating is like, for me, if it's really, really spicy, it is an extra hot cappuccino. Like it is super, super hot, but you're loving the heat and you're 100% here for it. I'm like, yes. So that is definitely the vibe. And if it's like sugary sweet and like kind of good to the touch, it's like a mocha latte. It's got cream, it's sugary, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe it's not as hot as like a Welcome to the Dark Side. It's definitely more of like Taming the Heart by Elliot Robes. It's spicy, it's hot, it hits the spot, but there's a lot of sweetness. It still has a plot.
I feel like this, especially since this being book one, was more plot than spice heavy, but there were sexually charged scenes throughout the entire book, for sure.
We love tension. We love like, I want to be with you, but there's a war in the background. I gotta go, but like we will talk about this later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like part of Claiming Woman is like putting your collar on her, and it's just like I was obsessed.
I'm here for it. Let's go.
Then let's do a classic.
Ooh.
The Highest Bidder by Sarah Kate. I am a Daddy Ronan girl through and through. If there's one thing about me that you didn't garner from Welcome to the Dark Side, that was not a one-off. I am, in fact, an age gap girly. Okay,
me too.
The steeper the age gap, the more intrigued I am, and the more sort of excited I am to pick it up. So,
yes.
In this book, this is not the first book in a series, but it can be read as a standalone. It is super spicy. And it's very taboo because it starts off with Daddy Ronan dating the female lead. What was her name? I think it's Daisy. Was it Daisy? Daisy, yes. He dates Daisy's mom years ago when Daisy is 7. And he never met Daisy, but the parents were divorced. She was spending the summer with her dad. And Daisy's mom she was a flight attendant and had this affair with Daddy Ronan, and they fell super hard in love, but she just knew that her life and his life would never meld, right? And he's a sugar daddy and a pleasure dom. So he basically says, I love you so much, but if you're saying that we can't be together here, I know that the one thing keeping us apart is your daughter because you love her and you feel like you need to go be there and build this life for her. So he gives her $1 million to put into a bank account for her daughter because he knows that she never cared about his money and that she would never take his money for herself, but that she would if it was for her daughter. So she takes the $1 million, and then I don't want to give you the whole plot. Basically, the mom is not in the picture anymore, and the daughter finds this account when she's 18 that has $1 million from this man that she's never heard of or met in her entire life. And so then she goes on a search for this man who left her $1 million now that her mom, isn't in the picture. And she sort of stalks him a little bit, and they end up building their own type of relationship now that she's an adult. So he's 56 and she is just barely an adult. And I said, I'll take one, please.
Listen, the moment you're describing him, I was like, that is someone's Christmas wish. That is my thing. If I really want something, I'm like, but it's my Christmas wish. And it's like, isn't it June? I'm like, it's my Christmas wish. It's my Christmas wish.
With Daddy Ronan, it's Christmas all year round.
Christmas year round, birthday wish, everything. Like it's every candle put together. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I loved Praise by Sarah Kate. And I've been meaning to dive into the rest of this series because it looks absolutely divine. So
I feel like if you are a Praise girly, you will also be a Daddy Ronan girly. And it's so neck and neck because I love Daddy Emerson so much. That one, it's an ex-boyfriend's dad. It's classic. It's Praise kink.
Yeah.
And Ronan is one of the investors in the Salacious Players Club. So there's him in that space for a lot of the story. And Sarah Kate is diving into the Next Generation spin-off series this September, and it will feature a lot of Daddy Ronan because they, you know, sort of spin off and do their own thing. And I don't want to spoil anything, but it's so good.
Sounds good. Let's keep going. You have so many good picks. Oh my gosh. Like 10 out of 10. Let's go.
I know. Okay. Since we talked about praise and how it's ex-boyfriend's dad, I will bring up an ex-boyfriend's dad that made it into my stack. Chasing the Wild by my love, Elliot Rose. Okay.
So beautiful.
Like I said, it's ex-boyfriend's dad. And she's a veterinarian. He owns a cattle ranch in the mountains. And they get snowed in together. And it's super spicy. He is cowboy. He's just so dominant and so like obsessed with her pussy. Like I read it, and the whole time it's hard for a lot of things to shock me, but I was shocked at the quality and consistency of spice throughout this entire thing. And I said, honestly, there's no point wearing panties at all reading this book.
Taming the Storm, Chasing the Wild. The last one was it Taming the Heart?
It's it's Chasing the Wild, Braving the Storm, Taming the Heart.
Taming the Heart. Also, I'm legally married, but my wife and I have not been in love for a very long time. She's low-key using me in her contract. She's like a Taylor Swift, pretty much. I love you, Taylor Swift, but she's like a Taylor Swift in the country world.
Yeah.
And he ends up meeting the love of his life, but he can't be with her, but he wants her, and it's complicated. Yeah. Elliot Rose, I don't know what's in her writing. You will not be able to stop
reading. Like crack. I was hooked from chapter 1.
I mean, if you're a fan of Flawless, if you love Flawless and you like a complicated love story,
Elsie Silver,
if you love this, read Chasing the Wild. Elsie Silver is amazing. Her books are brilliant. Elliot Rose is like her like nerdy sister who everyone is like, where'd she go? She's like, she's up in her room writing. Yeah. That is
she's Elliot like her Rose. Horny older sister.
Hell
That's who Elliot Rose
is. I'm sitting here like, this is the cool.
And you know what? Elsie Silver is horny, but this hornier.
That is like the sister where she's like, I'm not misunderstood. I just no one understands me. But her books are amazing. They're both amazing. I'm a girl's girl. There's no need to choose. Why choose which book? They're both great. No.
For sure. But if you're entering your small town cowboy era, Elsie Silver and Elliot Rose are a must for your TBR.
Yes. Cowboy who says that he does not like milk and it really messes with his finances and like all of his promos and stuff. And long story short, the organization that's like managing, what was it? It was like his PR and stuff. The boss of that group, he tells his daughter, hey, please go like work with this cowboy. He's messing up my business. She goes and she's supposed to kind of like clean up his image and he can't sleep with anyone. And he's like, I'm a grown man. I can do what I want. But low key, he has feelings for her. And they're not supposed to be together, but like her dad's low key set her up for love.
Totally.
It is for so good. Also, this is not an extra hot cappuccino, but this would definitely be a mocha to me. Because there is a scene with her ex calling her. And it's an iconic cowboy scene. And it's a scene with her ex calling her. And she may or may not be writing her new partner while on the phone with her ex. It is divine.
You know what's so funny? It's so funny because I love that series so much. But Flawless, it's not the one that sticks in my head the most out of all of them. Like I'm a Daddy Cave girly. I'm a Daddy Bo girly. And so as you're saying it, I'm like, oh yeah. Like you're reminding me of, and I'm like, it was a like, good book, but something about a single dad and then like an age gap, like sexual teacher. I'm just like.
Are you saying Lessons in Corruption by Gianna Darling? We've got teacher, student, I Can't Want You.
Dude, age don't gap. Tattle on me. I know I'm tattling on myself. It's the only one I haven't read. I started with Welcome to the Dark Side and went from there. I never read Lessons in Corruption.
Lessons in Corruption. so good. Everyone slept on that book. I loved Queenie. I loved King. Also, my last name is King. So when I saw his name, I was like,
Girl,
must represent.
twins. That's my
Must
last name.
represent. We have the same name already. I must represent. So, and also that's the only series in the book. That's the only series in the Fall of Men series by Gianna Darling that has 2 books. So it's
For
Lessons
sure.
in Corruption, and then it's like something The Fall. It was something like that. But it was
Before
really good.
all,
Yeah. So
I felt like I had enough context to be able to read his second book and
yeah.
understand it just fine. And I didn't feel like going backwards. And I also, this is just a personal preference. I just don't like, I can't wrap my mind around being the age that I am and
Yeah.
like just being so super charged up for an 18-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Have you tried having a
It's a lot.
conversation with an 18-year-old boy? And I'm just like, I think I'm just so attracted to older men, even though
Yeah.
me and my husband are the same age, that I'm like, I couldn't do younger though.
You're like, maybe he's like 20 minutes older than you, and you're like, I'll take it. I'll take it. I will say my partner's 2 years younger than me. I'm 26. I forgot how old I was. And she's 25, but I turned
Two
27 this
years is
year.
nothing when it
That's
comes to
not that
that
bad. But
though. But like,
in my mind, I'm like, ooh, see, like older women. She's like, 2 years.
ugh.
I'm like, I know it. I know it. So it's just hold her back, hold her back. Okay, call me a silver
Yeah.
fox. I am not a silver fox, but it's nice, it just gives you a little confidence. You go from 5'4" to 5'5" real
Sure.
quick. Okay. It's a boost. It's a boost. But
I'm into it.
I Gianna Darling, am I a fan? Yes, am I a fan? But
Yeah,
her books are so amazing. It's hard to
for
find spice
sure.
that measures up. But Elliot Rose, Eden Emery, Daisy, is it Daisy Jane? Daisy Jane. There are certain authors where I'm like, yeah, you know what? The crown
Yeah,
is
hell
passed around.
yeah. You
100%.
know, I'm gonna actually bring up an author who I think maybe
Ooh,
matches Spice for Spice with Gianna Darling and Elliot Rose,
ooh,
and that is the queen of taboo, in my opinion, QB Tyler. You
ooh.
ever read a QB Tyler book?
I don't think I have.
She
I need to.
specializes in taboo, but she also has other things like nanny or bodyguard or
Ooh.
like boss assistant, things like that. Like things that are like forbidden, but maybe not taboo. But when she goes taboo, she teeters that line so hard, and I am here for it,
Ooh.
fictionally in a fantasy for sure. So,
Okay.
Always Been You by QB Tyler. Now, this is a book where she gets together with her adopted brother,
Okay.
and as she was adopted into the family when she was very little,
Mm.
and just always had a very special bond with her adopted brother. And then they grow up and things blossom into more than that. But I
Mm.
think what I loved about it is, as soon as her brother like was ready to confront the fact that he had feelings for her, he did not give a fuck about what anyone else had to say about it. He was like, this is just the life that we're gonna choose, and like fuck the world. And I vibed with it heavy because one thing, if you're gonna go taboo, but I spend most of the book with the characters feeling guilty and trying to talk themselves out of how taboo it is, sit down. That's not what I came here for. Accept it and pull me into the fantasies.
Damn. Yeah, if 80% of the book is we can't be together, and the last 3 chapters is like we've chosen to be together, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm kicking
Yeah,
people
he's
across the
like,
room.
no, girl, I think that, there's a reason that we've always had like this super special connection. And I'm like, okay, yeah.
You know what? Also adopted. This is not like a City of Bones, Cassandra Clare, I'm looking at you. This is not a
Yeah.
situation where it's like we're siblings but we
Mm.
don't care.
But it's
Oh,
it's still taboo because they were raised together from the time she was a baby.
yeah,
But
yeah.
no
It is
blood
still pretty
relation,
taboo. It
not
is.
incestuous.
It's fiction, bro. I'm sitting here, I'm like, it's fiction, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, for
keep
sure.
it in the
And
book worlds.
it's also not like actually I may eat my words. It's been a while since I read it, so maybe, but I don't think it was like, and I still really liked this book. If you ever read The Little Stranger Duet, The Webs of Lies,
No, I.
but that one, he's her foster brother, but
Mm,
it's like it plays heavy with the brother sister kink in that one, where like even
Ooh.
though there's no blood relation in that duet, in the middle of all sorts of explicit scenes, he's like, call me brother, and he calls her sister, and like they get off on call like fantasizing that they are sister and brother.
Whoa.
This is not like that, where it is like
Whoa.
they very much were, but like once he saw her as a woman, it was no longer like familial for him.
Heard. Okay. I hear you. I see you. I'm sitting here and I'm like, what is too dark? What is too spicy? What is ick and what is yum? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, it's ultimately up to the person to
It
decide.
really is, for sure.
Yes. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I've had people tell me that like this is the most mainstream book I can think of is like Haunting Adeline for them was like room temperature. Like it wasn't for them, it wasn't that spicy. For me, Butcher and Blackbird wasn't that dark. But then again, I studied criminal justice. I love discussing I love discussing true crime podcasts. I love discussing
I agree.
psychology.
I think most people
It was
would put
dark
that into diet dark because it's got the comedy to balance it out.
Yeah. It felt more like the equivalent of like a Dexter. You know, it felt more like Dexter in genre.
100%.
But I'm looking forward to reading the next two books. I'm just scared because I've heard mixed reviews, and I'm a diehard fan of Butcher and Blackbird, so it's hard. I'm a little scared.
I think the best thing that you can do for that series is you enjoyed Butcher and Blackbird for what it is, but when you read every book after that, you have to take it for what it is as an individual book, okay? Because it follows different characters, their personalities are different. Some of them may not be as like funny and like you know, some of them do take life a little bit more seriously and have been through different things. So like I feel like the comedy gauges a little bit throughout the series, but it's all Brynn Weaver. She's a fabulous author, and each book just like brings a little something different to the table. So if you're looking for something that is super rom-commy like Butcher and Blackbird, I feel like Lights Out is going to be good for you. Rook and Rebel by Kate Crew, that's going to be good for you. That's a motorcycle sort of good girl, bad boy corrupts her motorcycle. I loved that one.
Yeah.
So
I love a good motorcycle romance. I think like you'll always have like your book sweetheart where it's like this is amazing. It can never do wrong. Like for A Thousand White Kisses, like a contemporary romance that will rip your heart out and then make you like just love the characters even more. That was Archer's Voice for me. That was like my contemporary romance. It rips out your heart, but like you still love the characters.
I've yet to read that one.
Yeah, it is so good. The author's incredibly kind. Her husband used to sell like he used to take her books and bring them to like grocery stores, and he'd bring them to other stores and like be like, my wife wrote a book, and he would like tell people about it. And she told me that story. It was very cute. I cannot wait to have her on the podcast. But
a hubby hustle, I love it.
So good, such a supportive husband from what she said, and there's an edition of her book where it has all the annotations, like why she added certain things to the story.
I love copies like that, an annotated.
It looks so good. I own the annotated version. The audiobook is divine. It's a duet, so both voice actors are absolutely amazing. And Archer's voice, even though I'm not going to go grab my copy, follows it's dual timeline as well. So it flashes from Archer's past as a child and what he went through to Archer now as a man, as well as his love interest and what she's going through. And it has representation for folks who do sign language and how they communicate. It's a small town romance, and it follows Archer, and he does not speak, and no one in town really talks to him. And apparently he went through something really traumatic as a child. His uncle raised him, and it's shadowed that his uncle may have had some mental health things going on. So he's very isolated. He's never dated before. He's really talked to a lot of people before. I imagine him as like Logan Lerman. Like he's very handsome, but like kind of overgrown a little bit. But I
still picture Logan Lerman as a child, though. I'm like, I know he's not. I know
it's the silver thrill for me. He's so cute. I think he's a cutie.
He's cute, but for me, he's also like bad Percy Jackson. Like,
not the best. Disney Plus's new Percy Jackson series, won't lie.
So good.
It's actually really good. Like for fans of the books.
I loved it. My son loves it.
It's
Sorry,
fun.
my lighting shifted because the sun just like went behind a building. So.
It is totally okay. But yes, Archer's voice, long story short, girl, so someone robs her dad's sandwich store, and he was deaf, and he's trying to sign to her like to hide, and he ends up getting unalived. And long story short, she ends up leaving town after the loss of her father. They never caught the guy who committed the crime. I do want to give a trigger warning that there is attempted sexual assault, and she ends up leaving town, just kind of clear her head and start over. And she ends up bumping into Archer. She can't like pay one of her groceries, and he doesn't say anything. He just like gives the money and he pays it and he leaves. And she's
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It is so good. She's bumping into him, and she like blows on a dandelion, and she's like, I hope something good comes to me, pretty much. And the dandelion flowers follow Archer away. And you get his flashbacks of why he is the way he is and how he's navigating life, how he got bullied in town. And she begins to see how the town treats him, and she questions things, and she teaches him about love, intimacy. She kind of shows him compassion, and they sign together. And it's a slow burn, but it is a mocha. It does have spicy moments, but it's so tender and so sweet. And
I feel like those types of books are great because like a spicy book is fun and it's fun, but when you read a book that demonstrates a love that's built to last, those are the ones that really
genuine, like patience. Oh, it is so good. It feels like when you cry and then someone hugs you and you just feel better. That is the best thing. It deserves the accolades it does. I try to read it once a year. It's so good. So yes, that is my like contemporary romance mocha. Like it's sweet and sticky and warm and good and kind and just it's good. You'll feel like happy about it, you know? So yeah, that is the thing. If I can recommend you one, and I know it's so well known, but I feel like there's even a reason she names him Archer. And
it's hyped for a reason.
Yes, you know? And it links to Greek mythology. There's a legend in Greek mythology that links to his name and to the story as itself, which is so good.
I love that.
I highly recommend it. Check it out. It is so
I'll have to add it to my TBR for sure.
100%. And definitely, if you can, I would totally get the annotated version, or the audiobook is great as well, because the voice changes.
You know me, I'm an audiobook girly.
You're going to cry. That's going to be like, hold the tissues close. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. If you ever met like a young boy who's trying to communicate and is having trouble, you're going to cry. It's going to get you.
Okay. Yes. Well, you convinced me.
Do it. You're going to be like, I'm scared. I'm like, just do it. Yeah, go for it. So what are your other recommendations?
Okay, I have 3 more here. Yes. Pray Tell by Amanda Richardson. I absolutely love her. This one is super spicy. It is age gap. It's brother's best friend. It's primal kink, chase play. Yeah, he's basically been obsessed with her for a long time. She asks him if he will be her first when she's like a young adult, and he refuses her, and she thinks that it's because she is like unappealing to him, when really it's just because like his tastes are so intense that he's worried he'll scare her away and ruin things for her. And so he does it to kind of like protect her, even though it's the hardest thing he's ever had to do. And it sort of creates a rift between their friendship because they were very, very close. And she ends up sort of spending the next few years in, you know, another type of relationship until she kind of discovers this kinky world that she's really curious about. And when she's like, hey, fine, I know you're not really attracted to me in that way, I'm gonna find other teachers to teach me the ways of this kink, he's like, no, honey, if anyone's gonna teach you, it's gonna be me, Chase Ravage. And
you know what,
say less.
Yeah, it's giving daddy dues. It's giving daddy, I'm telling you. Listen,
maybe I do have a corruption king. Maybe that's what it is. But
I'm gonna find someone else. Him. What did you just say to me? I love it.
I love Primal, and I feel like there's not enough Primal books out there. So Pray Tell, that whole series in general, all of the Ravage brothers kind of have a different kink. So if you really liked the Salacious Players Club series, that series I think would be a good segue. Your sort of next, you know, binge series. And then I have an angstier one, A Love Letter to Whiskey by Kandi Steiner. This one, it's open door, but I would say it's much more about the emotional journey than it is the spice. 2 people meet when they're super young, lock eyes, but they sort of, there's also connection between, like, how do I re-explain this? Okay, they meet, they lock eyes, you're the one, but he has a friend with him and she has a friend with her.
Ooh.
And some miscommunication ends up happening and they end up dating the other people instead of each other. And so they have, this goes through years of like, this book is the epitome of right person, wrong time. And most of this book, you're just seeing them get the timing wrong over and over and over again. It will hurt your feelings and will make you upset. But at the same time, he's also a surfer. I love hot
That's
surfers
cute.
in romance books. And there's just something I appreciate about every once in a while watching a couple who really has to work for it, and show us that, you know, not every time can be, it works out right away. And sometimes watching people make mistakes and learn from them and have chance after chance to make it right is just appealing to me. So I love this so much, but it is not for the faint of heart. There's also technically cheating in it, which is normally not my vibe, but I think I tend to be a little bit more lenient when the characters aren't cheating on each other, but with each other.
I get that. I think okay, as long as it's like, I'm gonna feel like a dick for saying this, but I'm sitting here, I'm like, if their current partner is horrible,
yeah, I think what's hard is
it's easier if the current partner's horrible.
Yeah, it's not that their current partners are horrible. It's more that they're just not right.
No,
They're just
then
not
break up with
right.
that.
I know, but like, it's the
Taboo.
thing. It's so hard that like, it's not, again, me not justifying it, but reading about characters who are like super imperfect and, like I said, like really fuck up their lives and have to like reap the consequences of that before like they finally get another chance to try again.
I want to read
It's
this. Oh no.
it's not something that I will read like all the time. These types of reads aren't my bread and butter, but they are the type that when I do give the chance to, they stick with me for a really long time. So I would absolutely recommend this. And my girl Kandi got this picked up by a trad publisher, and I'm so excited because it's being republished and it'll be in Barnes and Noble soon, and there's gonna be sprayed edges and a new cover, and it's gonna be great. And the audio is also fabulous.
I need to read this. I've always seen it floating around. I'm like, oh, I think it's time. Ooh.
Yeah, it's good. And then my last one is also a duet, but it is made into one special edition copy. So I'm counting it as one. This is the Star-Crossed series by Trelina Pucci. But the books themselves are called Just Like Heaven and Sinning Like Hell. And it is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, sort of crime family. He's from the Irish mob, and she is from like a politician's family. And they fall really hard, but their families hate each other and are always like doing whatever they can to sabotage the other. And everything in the world is trying to tear them apart. But the dedication level to one another is so strong that I just, whenever I think of like my book boyfriend Hall of Fame, Calder Wolf is just always there with like a golden fucking plaque. He's perfect. Their love is perfect. And the lengths that they're willing to go to be together and the sacrifices that they're willing to make to get their happy ending are just supreme. And the audio just came out. And if you're an audio person, it's duet narration, Angelina Rocca, Connor Crace, and in my opinion, it could not have been a more perfect casting. So absolutely. I had to end my stack of 10 with the creme de la creme.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. All of the books sound absolutely amazing, and I will have them all listed below in the show notes, both on YouTube and on Spotify. Where can everyone find you? Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram and on TikTok and on BookTube as romance.androse.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for coming on the podcast. Thank you for everyone who's listening.
Yeah.
You should definitely follow her. 100%. You are so amazing. And all these books were divine. So I'm
Thank
so
you.
grateful we
I
got
like
that.
them sweet, I like them spicy, I like them
Yeah,
angsty, so
variety. You need variety in
yeah,
your life.
the
Yes.
spice of life.
It is. So this is absolutely divine. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And thank you everyone for listening. Please like on YouTube. You can subscribe on YouTube as well as follow on Spotify. Leave a nice little rating if you can. And please support Cassandra. She is such an amazing blogger and supports so many independent authors,
Oh,
traditional authors. It's really cool. And also your recommendations are on point. They're not all spice. And if they
thank
are,
you,
you
thank
break it
you.
down, which is
They
amazing.
are all romance though.
Yes.
So if romance isn't your jam, I'm not the one, baby. But if it is, welcome to the party.
Hell yeah. You know what? Hell yeah. So I am here for it. And thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Thank you everyone for listening and have a wonderful day.